Somebody just
Oh, I
came
just
over.
heard about.
The kid just came over, so it's fine.
Okay, that's fine because I can always edit this in the beginning. All right. Welcome to Birds of a Feather. This is AJ Suburban Princess here, back with Eddie B for the co-ed edition.
Hey, what's
We
up?
have to talk more Sixers. How you been, Eddie, since everything developed?
Oh, good. Finally got to see a win, so I was happy. Yeah.
I was okay with it, but I told you, I said I would hope they lose just to get this over with. Emotionally, as a fan, I'm drained because this whole past week has been crap. You know?
The playoffs will do that to you, though.
They will. They will.
I'm sure.
And
I'm sure the Nets fans are having a hangover right now. Yeah.
the Nets fans, the Jazz fans, who lost by 25%.
Well, the Jazz is even worse. I mean, they could have extended the series, and they thought they had it. They thought they were in the driver's seat. And
I feel bad for Donovan Mitchell. I really do.
yeah, he looked so. When they showed him on the ground, he was on the floor at the end of the game. He looked so defeated. I felt so bad for him.
I mean, also just in a daze, because even when him and Paul George were trying to make an amends, look, that I thought he was really trying to give him encouraging words, like I've been here before, you know.
Yeah.
So, what all in all is your opinion about how Friday's game went? Because I was kind of seeing the first half being like lazy, sloppy, and then they started coming back in the second half. Did you still think they had a shot to win? Because I did.
I did. I mean, because I even told. I was sitting there with Pete. I was watching with Pete. I was like, Pete, watch this. I said they're gonna start slow and they're gonna find their rhythm, and that's what they did. I mean, because clearly you thought from watching the first half, the first quarter, you thought they were out. You thought they were done. The way they were playing the first quarter, but you saw towards the end. Towards the end, they just started getting towards the end. They started picking the game up. Yeah. And there was something that Charles Barkley said he was talking, but it had nothing to do with that game. But he was saying how the Nets, he was talking about how the Nets, you can't just win trying to outshoot people because it doesn't work all the time. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, you just
saw your weapons too.
Yeah.
He
was like, if you can't rebound, if you can't play defense, how are you going to win a game? It's hard to win a game. And the good thing is the Sixers, even though they had a scoring drought, they were still doing those things really well. The other things really well. So, but it's going to be, do I want them to get out of this game tonight and win? Yeah, I do, of course. In my heart, I want them to win, tonight. And do I think it's going to be a tough road because the Bucks aren't going to lay down for us? Because we're pretty.
They're not going to be a little cocky just because they barely got past that overtime win. KD.
Who you talking about? The Bucks.
On that line.
Yeah, well, the Bucks. You think they're going to be a little cocky? You think?
I mean, come on, we haven't gotten back at them since Giannis sat on the freaking court that last time they met up. So that should burn in the Sixers' head if they make it too, because they're like, we're going to make sure he doesn't sit on our court again like that. That was. So,
well, they're a little pissed off with them. So, I mean, and that's a good thing. That's they use it. As long as they use that energy from that.
They use it constructively because the problem is with Joel at times because he uses his whole body for a whole game. Just make sure that he does it constructively and that he takes his rest when he needs to. Because to me, this is a game where he should not play hero ball the whole time because that's what Ben's supposed to be there for, even though Ben is literally lost his mojo for whatever reason. And you got the other guys like Maxey, Curry, and White not fouling as much as he has been. And then whenever George Hill decides to participate, he starts tonight. George Hill should be another.
He's a veteran. This is what he does. Game 7, he knows what these games are like. He's gotta participate. He's got to be there. Yeah.
He hasn't done anything effective, and Tobias came back and got back to 20 points a game, but Tobias didn't stand out for a game.
Yeah, but we gotta hope he stays checked in too. He's got to stay locked in too, because we need him to stay locked in. I was talking to a buddy of mine today earlier today, who's been away. He was away for the week. He was on vacation for a whole week, and he was like, man. And he's like, I saw those games, and he was like tonight. He This guy, he's a praying man and everything. He's like, I'm telling you, God is my witness. He's like, watch Ben go off on these guys because just because everybody's talking about him, you know how he responds when people start talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he finally finds his heart. He's like, maybe he'll only find it for a game or two, but he'll find it. And this will be the perfect time for him to find it.
Is that enough anymore? Because I feel like this whole seeing Ben, and now another thing on Twitter is that they're replaying his summer league play when he was hitting jumpers left and right, so he can do that. So where is his confidence weighing on all this?
Yeah. Well, just like we were saying before, we've been saying about him all year that it's a mental thing with him. Mm-hmm. We've been saying that since he's been on the team. Me and you both have been saying that to each other. Like, oh my God, it's a mental thing. Can't this kid get outside of his own head, please? Get out of his own headspace and just play his game. Because you watch him, he's making those shots in practice and in the summer league. Get out your head. Like, what is it? When it comes down to the real thing, he gets gun shy.
That's my dad's freaked up, and my dad used some other colorful language today too.
And that's why it's also also when we're talking about his mental toughness. Like that's why I don't think it's not there. So, and a lot of players do. And the crazy thing is, a lot of players do respond when people talk about them, and they come back and go nuts. Like people say KD couldn't carry that team. Look what KD did. KD went for like almost 50 points 3 nights in a row, playing 52 minutes. Played the whole game himself.
49 points the last game. This game, I mean, literally, if he had not had his big shoe go over that line, that game would have been a wrap.
Did you see his comments when my big ass foot went over the line?
Yes. He said, let my big ass toe ruin a whole game for us.
Yeah, because if he went over the line, they win that game. He gets a 3-pointer.
That was the only part of the game I saw, because when I turned it on after I came out.
Oh, no, I watched it. That game's good.
I always like games, honestly, in the fourth, especially if I don't care about the teams, because I feel like that's when everybody turns it up. And so I had
they were battling
with the kids. Yeah, they were battling, and so the kids were watching with me, and I'm with the kids before they go to bed because they had some air mattresses on, and I was sitting there going, I'm trying to cool down because it was a little warm, so I'm sitting there on the couch drinking my water, and suddenly, when that big shot that KD made, even the kids, everybody suddenly went, oh, and it was like collective, like. Then my mom came from her room upstairs, came down just to see like what happened, and it was a big deal. You know, that was a big shot that he made. That one.
And the Bucks are lucky to walk away with that win. And KD's a killer.
So
KD's a killer. Yeah.
The one time that Giannis actually made a hook shot that actually worked, because it seemed like everything he does is all for naught. Like I feel like I look at Giannis and I want to say he's a good athlete. Then sometimes I go, you got all that muscle and you got no aim, like no touch.
Nah, well, he does. Well, he has the ugliest 3-pointer I've ever seen.
Oh my God!
And
I don't know how you have all this. What is all up here doing? If you just hit bricks.
They keep telling him stop shooting that because it's horrible.
It is. It's embarrassing.
Oh, you know what? He shoot him all day against us. Let him keep trying that and missing. You know, as long as we can.
I have a weird feeling he's going to take all that criticism to heart and start playing modest just because we're waiting for him to embarrass himself again. At least Ben doesn't have to feel bad now because he's got another rival bad free throw shooter. But I refuse to believe that half of Ben is really as bad as he's saying. I think he really just is either being lazy, has lost confidence, or he's gotten so much advice or coaching that he doesn't know what skill to use and when to use it now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's going back to just being lazy or just him being discouraged. I don't know. But I feel like the bend that happened that was supposed to start that year and then ended up acing through Summer League, somewhere along the line he lost his nerve, and I'm trying to figure out when, because regular season he was fine. So I don't understand why all of a sudden now he's playing bad. And he seemed to do this the last 2 playoffs as well. So maybe it's playoffs that get to him. I don't know.
Maybe it's the big spotlight, huh?
Yeah, but you see, Maxey ain't no punk. I mean, Maxey's chest couldn't get more puffed out, you know, as if he wasn't a second-year starter, you know.
Yeah.
He was starting to outshine Matisse, and Matisse was like the rookie of the year, you know, last in the bubble league, you know, before he got shut out. But so
yeah, I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But some of those kids like that, I mean, it's not to say like the rookie year you got nothing. You got nothing to lose. You're playing with house money at this point because nobody has anything to judge you against. and I have a prior performance say, well, he played like this last time, or he played like this time before. He's got the moment right now, and that's like no fear, because it's like, okay, so whatever. If I go at it and I do bad, I'm like, well, I got next year to improve on it.
Right.
You know, it's like playing with house money. I throw down the biggest bet I want because it don't matter. It's not mine. I'm not losing it. You know,
I mean, your only fear is just if he loses that within the second or third year, where it's most guys lose.
Well, no, I think he'll be okay.
He sounds like he's surrounded by some good people, because he sounds like in every interview he's got the same motivation every game. It's just that what was his saying? Perfect preparation promotes something. It was all P. And I remember thinking, the way he said it, I said, he learned that crap from the That's what that means.
Well, yeah. Well, he played his ass off. He played his ass off in Kentucky. So I mean,
and that's what someone said. Yeah. Someone said to me on Twitter, they're like, you don't understand. You don't mess with these Kentucky boys. They know what they're talking about.
Well, he's got that work ethic. I mean, look at. I hate to switch gears and talk about football, but look at Devontae. Look at Smith. He's got that same kind of.
Alabama.
He's got that. And it's not just from playing for Alabama, but it's to say, he's very. You can tell he's very grounded. You can tell that he's a hard worker. He's hard worker and humble. Yeah, he's a hard worker, because he has that whole Jerry Rice mentality of, I'm just going to go out and work hard and be the hardest worker every day. And the talent.
It's sad how now that looks like a rare thing in professional sports, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, not every guy has that.
Guys to maintain the passion. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because a lot of these guys, they get all this. Yeah, some of these guys have that talent, but then they get money thrown at them, and they get cocky, and then they forget. One, they forget their roots, where they came from. You know, what got them there. Mm-hmm. You know, they just worry about the lights and everything else, instead of just, I need to come in, work hard every day, and play my game. And that's how. And I think that's what Smith's approach is to everything. And I'm just going to go out there and try to be the best person there is. You know, and that's.
And also going back to Max, you notice even when he wasn't effective in the first series, he learned that when he came into this series that whatever I did that didn't work, I can't do that now. And then the fact that his time started bumping up, and he started taking away minutes from Ben past Friday night, and Ben actually had to sit. So it's like, once you get to the point where they have to sit you and you're a starter, if that doesn't humble you, I don't know what else. And he didn't even sit that long. To me, I thought he should have sat the rest of the quarter. That would have really hurt, you know. Because then you come back in the second.
Oh, you're talking about the end of the game for Ben, you mean?
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, because that's when Maxey was there, and so that's why I think Maxey should start tonight.
I don't think he should start yet. I don't think he's ready for that yet. Not yet.
I just feel like they need that energy early.
Not yet.
The second half.
Not yet. I think next year, I think he'll be ready for that. But
he already blazed his name in next year. They already know he's a starter. He's not.
But I do like, and about Friday's game, I do like Doc's substitutions at the end, and he did it the right way. So when they scored and called, we scored, they called timeout, and we didn't need scorers on the floor. He threw every defensive player he had out there. He put Ben, Max, even though Ben had 5 fouls, he stuck Ben out there, he stuck Matisse out there, he had Joel, and he put all his best defenders out on the floor. And then when it went back to, when they called timeout, he stuck all his offensive players back out there again when he needed a shot. And that was very smart, because it disrupted the hell out of him. Because that's when Ben blocked somebody shot then, or somebody.
He did block, yep.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You get all your defensive guys out on the floor. And that last 2 minutes, that's crucial. Like when you're down to that wire, and it's a matter of points swinging, and then we kept scoring.
Tobias started lighting up. Like that's when Tobias flew out.
And they did exactly what I was hoping they were going to do at that point. I was like, okay, guys, don't get pretty, don't get too pretty. Just get a bucket. You just need a bucket. I don't care how you get it. Just get a bucket. And they did. And I was like, oh, thank God. That's when I was feeling good at the end. I was like, okay, they're going to win this game now.
Yeah, because when they kept going back and forth a little like point by point, I said, oh God.
Oh yeah, because that was a problem in the game, 2 games before that. Towards the end of the game, when they would get defensive stops, they'd go on and running down the other side, shooting threes. They didn't have to go for the 2.
Right.
Just get some points, change the momentum.
Basket, right?
Yeah, just get a basket, change the flow of the game, and make them have to shoot threes all the time. You know, don't stop forcing the shot. Go for the high percentage shot. Go in, drive to the basket. You know, stop trying to make them, they say, okay, they got to shoot now. Like, we got to keep shooting threes. No, you don't have to shoot threes at the end like that. Just keep getting
it screams of desperation.
Yeah.
It's like you're just throwing a shot just to throw it.
And they were getting defensive stops left and right, the Sixers were. But then they were wasting it by taking dumb shots. So I was just happy to see that change, that adjustment in game 6. So
that's good. I'm glad you pointed that out because I didn't know. I know that most people, when I got to that point where it was too close again, I said,
you were just like, oh my God, no, stop.
And I was trying not to be stressed, but I actually was annoyed because I'm like, they're gonna mess it up.
I was
get it over with.
And I think part of the reason why they find Embiid is because he was vocally talking about how the rest wasn't letting them play. His exact words are calling on both ends if you're gonna call it.
I agree.
Which is true. Which is true.
Be balanced because everybody's been saying that the refs have sucked during these playoffs.
Did you see Doc at the end, towards the end of the game 6, when they called a foul? He couldn't even say anything anymore. He was just sitting there with this smirk on his face, like, I got no energy to comment on this right now.
Guy's like, this is crap, right? This is crap.
His face just said, "I call bullshit." That's like it's just what it looked like, and I was like, "Oh man."
You get to the point where you can't even be as livid anymore because you're just like, you're just idiot.
He's like, I'm not going to get my blood pressure up.
No,
we're winning this game.
Out on one of the games, like he just threw his body on the desk. Like you could tell, he's just like, they're going to kill me if they keep up with these dumb fouls. So speaking of Embiid's fine, that coming out today, that with whatever happened, that altercation on the ground with Collins, whatever it erupted to, even though Embiid had his hands up at that point, they were physically all over each other. The fact that Embiid gets fined $35,000, John Collins gets nothing. Trey, who came in later from the back, gets
nothing.
But then some Hawk player, they said that came off the bench.
He left the bench.
Another one who got fined.
Well, that's automatic suspension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's automatic. If you leave the bench during altercation on the floor, you automatic. Even if you don't go over and do anything, you got to stay in the bench area. If you come onto the floor, you have to sit a game out. That's automatic. They do that for everybody. So I don't know.
Game 7. I hope he's not someone they need off the bench.
No, I really don't care who he is. I wish it was somebody.
I know
they need
no
off
one
the
cares,
bench.
but it's just funny how you can avoid the person who kicked at Embiid first before Embiid jumped up, and then even when John was about to rush him, he saw the ref and he calmed down, and then by that point they were traveling, and then Ray and Trey came. So
I just can't.
Trey not getting anything.
I just think that's crazy. Like Embiid wasn't even trying to fight the guy.
He wasn't.
No,
he resorted back and said, "Hey, what the hell?" And then he got it, and then that's what John thought he was going to rush him, and he did.
Yeah, he got up and he was just standing there with his arms up. I'm like, and then here comes Trae Young pushing him. I'm like, hey.
every freeze frame shows that John has every right to be the person who should at least, if not getting a flagrant on that last little chokehold dunk thing that he was doing on Embiid.
And I can't believe
nothing came out of that.
I can't believe he didn't get any. He wasn't even called. He wasn't even called for the foul. They called it on Embiid, didn't they?
I think they called it tech, but it wasn't a flagrant, which to me it was a blatant flagrant.
No, I thought they didn't call that on him, on Collins, when he had his arm around. No, they didn't. When he had his arm around Embiid's neck.
Yeah, they didn't even call it.
They didn't call it. No,
I thought there was a tech though. I thought.
No, they called Embiid for the foul.
Yeah, that's right, because everyone kept saying, how you going to call somebody a foul when he had his arm around his own
neck? The guy
neck?
wrapped his arm around, like he choked himself.
Like he choked himself underneath the basket. Why? Why would I choke myself?
Yeah.
So you can tell they're trying to control him. And I said, you go right ahead, because you also got Dwight, and Dwight ain't got no problem fouling out.
And Dwight don't care about getting ejected.
Look, Dwight would wait until the fourth quarter when they got the lead,
and then
smacking John for no reason. I guarantee it.
And
he would take that fine.
And it's crazy that he got teed up for when what's it happened to just be behind him and he turned into him. He did not. And it's not like he did it on purpose.
No,
it's not like he took his elbow.
The announcer said that's illegal. Like he was making an actual
move. He didn't see him. He didn't know he was right there. Him. It's not like he looked first and then said, "Wow."
Right. John's the one who decided to duck. You should have just moved back, if anything. Because I'm like, I see his arm coming back, and then dunk. No,
but they just.
He's been smacked around too much. I guess they just.
Well, they all play that game of let me see if I can draw a foul by doing this, that bullshit that Trey does.
Trey tried to do, and then it got caught.
Oh, I love when he got caught doing it. That was great.
I said they weren't falling for that one. That was too.
I mean, he came in with his forearm and pushed the guy.
Totally led into it.
And then step back. And step back. Yeah. You know, act like he got fouled. I'm like,
right.
It
was clearly
jerk.
a lead-in. Like, now they see what you're doing, so you're making it too obvious.
Well, like I told you, like in the last time we talked, like the league is going to crack down on that next year. Apparently, they just got to stop calling it
because a lot of these refs are missing a lot of calls. They miss at least like 15.
Yeah,
it's sad.
They got to make a rule saying if the offensive player initiates a contact first, that's an offensive foul. Because you got guys jumping straight up in the air just like they're taught to do, and they're being called for fouls in all these games, not just the Sixers game, but all these games. They're taught to go straight up in the air,
right?
You know, and to impede what's going on. So you mean to tell me now you can't play the game like that?
They can't. There's obviously a clear confusion of the distinction of what's considered an offensive foul and a defensive foul. You know, some of the reach-ins to mere crap, you know. Like, I don't understand some things when you're honestly in an all-ball, and then they don't know when to call a goaltend, you know, or when somebody's actually blocking. Like, it's just, there's too much moving room in some of these fouls that they're doing. It's either they sit on their whistles or they call too much. Like, they can't do the middle, you know. And if that's the case, then you better just go back to the good old vets who are still around this, you know, and use them, because other than that, these dudes is just making up excuses to have a foul on somebody. And if they go after Embiid early this game, he might as well just sit until the fourth quarter and figure it out. Because it's just, you know, if they're going to try to do the thing where everything he does is worth a foul, then you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to foul him out. But you try to do that at home, and you won't be able to hear straight. They're going to be yelling so hard and so loud.
Oh, God, yeah. That place is going to be...
It's going to be deafening.
That place is going to be deafening. Like, that... to be honest with you, Atlanta's fans ain't got shit on us as far as like being loud.
No.
Because
half of those people showed up after the game 4. Like they really
they weren't there. They weren't there in force until then.
Front running fans. You call us front runner fans? No, the Hawks fans are front runners. And
what's up? What's up with that bullshit of the floor seats standing up all the time, not sitting in their seats?
Yeah, trying to. I'm wondering at this point if you got people who just plant people there and pay them just to make it look.
Yeah, but you know what? If I'm in the back row, like right behind them, I'm be mad as hell because you can't see the game.
And they had that conversation on the Fanatic. Yeah, like I didn't wait for you to see the back of your neck the whole game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially playoff tickets. I pay $500 to watch the back of your head.
I'm saying, like I mortgaged the farm just to get this close. I'm not about to see your ass the whole time. Like, yeah. But yeah, you're right. I mean, and then. What do we think about tonight? Because I think tonight, to me, I'm not expecting much in the first half, honestly. Because I know
I think they're going to start off the way they did last week. They're going to start like. But I think they're not going to look sloppy. But I think they're going to start off and they're just going to maintain. And that's good if they maintain a constant thing like they did throughout the game. That's what I want to see offensively. Right. Like don't go crazy in the first and make yourself tired. You know, just take what they give you, because they know that they can stop them defensively. So take what they give you in the beginning.
Yeah, you know, not over pursue because they're tired.
They're going to. They're right now. Well, right now they know the Sixers had the momentum. Right now, they had it. Atlanta had the momentum going home, and they couldn't keep it. But they know we had the momentum right now. So because we're back in our home court. You know, we're fired up because we staved off elimination. We staved off elimination in their house. So that should be, and I think, and everybody's now. You know how Philly teams respond when people start doubting them.
We used to be an underdogs. I know this is
so
it's like for us. You know, our star got fined again, so now we really feel like we're in the doldrums.
It's like they say, they don't like us, we don't care, right?
I mean, which is a lie because we obviously do. But
well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean because at the end of the day, it's like no matter what you try to do to our teams, we're always finding a way to come back, even if we're more serious, we fight to the end. But if anything, I think Embiid should just be smart tonight because I think he knew it's his target now. So as long as he doesn't play too reckless because of emotion,
Yeah.
And he has a good chance of finishing off that game in such a way that at that point it won't matter. He can just go dunk crazy. If he doesn't have the 3-pointer, go straight to the basket or just start throwing alley-oops to Ben, something. Like, we need to bring the alley-oop thing back. We need to have a lot of dramatic dunks tonight because I don't see any reason everybody trying to be a hero with a 3-pointer. We don't need that.
No, we don't need. We need them to. We need great team play tonight. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I want to see all around performance. I want to see all around.
Yeah, you want everybody to get a little something, and you want everybody to feel like they were useful, as opposed to just like standing around looking stupid. Like, I want to see more George Hill up in there, because as light as he is in the pants, it's like he should be able to be up in the basket no matter what.
Yeah, because that'll feed into the next series if they can get past this and they start playing more as a team, and that's gonna help them down the end.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only thing at this point I can say is just don't embarrass yourself on your home court anymore. You already did it on Wednesday night.
I don't think they like that feeling. So I don't think they're gonna let that happen again.
Especially when you had a 26 point lead coming back from that, and then thank God that died down after the Jazz had the same experience. But it's different with us because when we have something of ours at home and we own them that long, then to lose it just because everybody just decided to take a mental vacation because they thought they had it is even more soul diminishing. Soul crushing. Than winning it in the final shots in game 7. Was just a slam dunk. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the way the game ends, dramatic slam dunk, and then we won it, then so be it. I would even go far as to say a wild prediction would be it would be nice if Ben is the reason why they win this game. I'm gonna just say that now.
It'd be nice if
because what I'm saying.
It'd be nice. You said it. Would you say it'd be nice? I think
it would be nice, poetic justice, if after all this, that Ben Simmons is the reason why they win this game.
That's what Buddy Doug was saying. He's like,
it would just be great if it was him.
He's like, he thinks he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder.
He should, and I hope he comes with hair on fire in the fourth, even more to say whatever wasn't working for me in the first half is going to work now. Damn it, come hell or high water. And I refuse to have people calling me a punk on live TV.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I mean, as a Lucas he seems, he has pride.
Yeah.
Somewhere in his being, he is like, I'm sick and tired of being embarrassed by public people. Like, his whole thing is image. So, he's somewhere kicking himself going, I'm sick and tired of people saying crap on my name. So the fourth quarter, I just hope something comes in him possessed, like, and it's Father's Day. And his father is used to play basketball, so you can't tell me that can't be burning in the back of his head, like, I want to make my family.
I gotta make my dad proud, yeah. I mean, his dad proud. Yeah.
Like, I was that kid, and just like Shaq said, you went to LSU, be a man up.
Yeah.
So if Ben's the reason why they win this game in the fourth, hallelujah, we've broken down the fourth wall. We can go and make the Bucks our bitch.
Yeah.
That is the goal, because I don't think they're good enough for us right now. I really don't.
And they match up well. Yeah, they match up well with the Bucks. The Bucks, I mean, they can. They're beatable, So I mean, because I think I don't know what the record was all year against the Bucks.
I don't know either, but I know that last game should really annoy them.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Joel was playing that game. That's why it's like him seeing Giannis, sit on his court is very disrespectful. So as soon as they win this game, I'm gonna make sure I find a still shot of Giannis sitting on the court, and I'm gonna put that on my Instagram, and I'm gonna this is why you should win this series.
And this is what I want to hear all Monday. Can you hear it? This is what I want to hear on Monday morning. I want to hear people. I want to hear people calling. Yes, that's what I want to hear.
I just want to hear that on rotation tonight. Play the freaking song.
Anthony, he's like somebody's fun old uncle. That's what he sounds like.
Every time he comes in, everybody starts laughing because he instantly goes, "Hey, hey!" No, you're right. I think that's perfectly in this pod, because this is all we want. We just want to hear this song, and we want to feel like this team actually earned it. I don't want to feel like one of those wins that was like, y'all lucky that they didn't get that basket, or y'all would have been done.
Yeah.
We'll see tonight. I'll have my jersey on. I don't know which number I'm going to wear tonight.
Well, I'm gonna wear this hat because I've been wearing this hat all through the playoffs. So this hat's staying on my head. Yeah, it's staying on my head. And I'm probably gonna go past the place I've been watching the series at, and this series and the Wizards series, and they won. So I'm gonna have to go sit there. I don't care. I gotta get up in the morning, but who cares? I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. All right, let's go. I got 2 more days. I got 2 more days of my job anyway. Fuck it. I don't care.
At the same time, you're not gonna be the only person who's probably gonna be saying.
Oh, everybody's gonna be tired. So
everybody's gonna be tired, and it's a Monday. Who would be tired on a Monday? So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So let's just hope for a new one. We'll definitely talk maybe come Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll talk about this next series. So let's just put it out there now.
Yeah.
They're gonna win.
Will into existence, right?
Will them into existence. Hope Big Ben turns out to be Big Ben after all. So we'll talk soon, birds of a feather.
All right.
Thank you, Eddie B.
Thank you. Fun as always.
Bye. Bye.